What's going on, family? This is Anthony Walker, and today's Finance Friday. And today's the second episode of Black Wealth Principles. And the second principle of Black Wealth is to own your masters. And this particular phrase comes from the music industry. Because in 1909, what happened is Congress passed a law called the Copyright Act of 1909. And essentially what it did is it made the owners of the music, the people, the publishers, and the people that wrote the music, and not the people that perform the music. What this did is it opened up the door for record executives to offer people money up front for their songs, for their intellectual property, for their performance, and give them some money up front so the publishers and the writers could benefit on the back end, benefit long term from this particular song that they own the publishing to, right? Another example outside of music is in February, Black History Month, we're going to hear about all the black inventors. Black folks invented the stop sign, and black folks invented this, and black folks invented that. But which is something beautiful to be celebrated. But what we don't do is we don't talk about the families that have benefited from a financial perspective over the years since that invention was invented by black folks. And 99.99% of the time, I could guarantee that it is not the black people that invented it, but probably some white folks that have some money to get a patent. Right? The reason that this is so important for us today in the age of social media is because we are all creatives on some level. We all create intellectual property every day. We all create phrases and sayings and ideas and all types of things, right? And that's why it's of paramount importance that while we are creating, we're also very intentional about retaining ownership of the things that we create. So we don't look back 100 years from now and say, well, Anthony Walker invented Finance Friday, but it's somebody else that owns the rights to that name, right? Because the people that owns the rights long term are going to be the people that benefit financially. And a couple ways that we could protect our intellectual property. Number one, you have to create the intellectual property. Not only do you have to create it within the confines of your home, but you have to share this out. If you don't share it out, then it never happened, right? And the cool thing about social media is as we share it out, there's a timestamp. You can know the first time anybody ever said anything, right? So a lot of disputes are null and void based on that. With that being said, there's additional steps that you can and should do to make sure that you maintain control or maintain ownership of something that you created, right? Of your intellectual property. Another step is, for example, to own the domain. Go to GoDaddy.com and buy the domain for whatever the name of your particular business or idea is. Go buy the domain name. Another thing, go get the social media handle. It's free. If nobody else has it, grab the social media handle. That's extremely important. And then from there, you can start taking further steps to ensure that you retain rights of your masters, right? Like you could get copyrights if you have a lesson plan or if you have a book. You could get trademarks if you have a business name or an idea. You can get patents if you have an invention. But it's extremely important that we start off by understanding that our creativity is ours and ours alone. And we should retain as much of our creativity for ourselves and for future generations. Because what also happens is, sometimes, great ideas get stolen, but other times we sell these great ideas to other people. And as they own this asset, they are able to pass down. They traded you some money, but they are able to pass down these assets to their children, right? So we need to make sure that we're owning our masters, we're owning our creativity, we're owning our intellectual property, that we are we are able to pass these down to our children, and we're not trading our ideas for money anymore, especially if we don't maintain ownership of the asset, the underlying asset. So again, this is Anthony Walker. Today's Finance Friday. Own your masters. I holler. Peace.